morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, wherever you are in this beautiful world. Welcome to our Inner Circle Live pre-market prep. I'm your host, Ryan Carthage. We'll be joined shortly by my awesome partner, Mr. Benny Allen. Hope everybody's morning, afternoon is off to a great start. So we are going to dive right in. As always, let's turn off all distractions, grab a pen and paper for notes, and let's make sure that we participate and engage. All right. Let's see here. All right. We're going to hop into the fundamentals. See what's happening fundamentally, and then we'll dive right into the charts. So let's hop over to trading economics. All right. Let's boom. Real quick, just drop me one in the chat if you can hear me okay. Perfect. Appreciate it. Let's see. All right. So China imports fall more than expected. Exports from China plunged 12.4% year on year in June 2023, worse than 7.5% drop in May. In market forecast of a 9.5% decline, this was the steepest fall in sales since February of 2020. With high inflation in key markets and uncertainty from geopolitics hitting overseas demand. Meantime, imports fell 6.8%, the fourth straight month of a decrease due to deteriorating domestic demand. Right? So we got some issues on imports and exports in China. Okay, so definitely want to watch that. British economy contracts less than expected in May. The British economy contracted 0.1% month over month in May, following a 0.2% growth in April, and compared to a forecasted of a bigger 0.3% decline. An additional bank holiday for the King's coronation and strikes weighed, with production being the biggest laggard, mainly due to a 2% slump in electricity, gas, and steam and oil, steam and air conditioning supply. Water supply and sewage dropped 1.7% and manufacturing 0.2%. Right, so the contraction that they're looking for hasn't started happening yet coming out of the UK. Eurozone industrial output growth slows in May. Right, so starting to get some potential shifts in the Eurozone. All right. And then we had Brent crude advances as inflation slows. All right. So that's just a quick look from the fundamental side. Coming over to the calendar. Today we have core PPI coming in at 8:30. 7:30 we have ECB monetary policy meeting minutes account. So those meeting minutes will give us insight on the ECB's path and what the conversation was at their last meeting. So that'll be insight for us as well moving forward. And then we got FOMC member Waller speaking today at 6:45. So and unemployment claims for the dollar as well. So somewhat of a light day, but some things early in the morning that could get the market moving a little bit. Right, the PPI number is going to be interesting to see, seeing as the CPI came in below, right? Softer than expected. So we will see if the PPI comes in the same. All right. Do we have any questions from a fundamental perspective? Nope. All right. Benny, good morning, bro.
Good morning, Ryan. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. Yourself?
Doing pretty good. Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well.
Awesome, awesome. Anything that you read overnight, bro, from a fundamental perspective that you think we need to keep our eyes on?
Not really. Not other than other than what you covered. Definitely gonna continue to watch that what's going on with China.
Yeah,
As we know that that can affect that Aussie dollar. I mean, it affects the sentiment around the globe. Period. But especially when you talk about the Australian dollar and things like that. So it's kind of a lot of times as China goes, Australia is impacted as well. So I'll just continue to watch in New Zealand, just continue to watch, keep a close eye on things that's going on with the Chinese economy, and then we see with what you just read about the UK, right? Just leads to further rate hiking coming out of the Bank of England.
yep, yep, for sure, for sure. Here's that GDP number there. Um, not contracting as much as expected, for sure. So we shall continue to monitor, man. See how things continue to move. Appreciate you, bro. All right, so let's hop over to the charts, take a quick peek at the dollar. Um, and then I want to hear from you guys. If you guys have any pairs you got your eyes on that you want to take a look at. So, dollar down. We came to this 4 hour level here at 1272, 12,722, and didn't even pause at it. Let's continue to fall. All right. So next level is 12,648.98. Actually, no. No. Let's go back to the daily real quick because I don't think that that's the level either. It was a previous level here, but more recently is there. So 1264.71 is the next level that we're tracking to, right? Right there. So that crown pattern in play, got some levels to break through yet, but we're headed down. All right, we're headed down. So we'll continue to monitor this crown pattern as it continues to form. Okay, so that's the dollar. That's the dollar. So back on that 4 hour, there's the move to the downside. Okay. So do you guys have any pairs that you want me to take a look at that you got your eyes on and got questions about? Aussie cat. Yep, that one's on my list for sure. Euro Aussie, Aussie yen. All right, cool. Let's run through the Aussies and take a look at the Euro Aussie as well. All right, bet. So the Aussie CAD. Boom. So we've been down, right? And we've been in this retracement zone off this 87,417, coming into that downtrend line that we've been watching. All right. Coming into that downtrend line we've been watching, pushing through the 618 retracement level, coming into a 786 retracement level, which is in line with that trend line. Right. So we want to watch to see how things go here. Okay. See if we get a reaction at the trend line and start making our way back down. Okay. Or if we break that, but come to that daily level at 91,048. Okay. Coming down to the 4, right? And this move has just been down. So this pullback off of this strong push to the downside, bring us right back to that 618 retracement level, right? In line with that trend line, like so, right? So we're going to watch this to see if there's a reaction there. Okay. Or if we continue that ride to the upside. Now coming down to our 1. push through that 118, 127 zone, right? And headed to the D extension on the 1. Right, and that D extension is in line with that trend line. So the trend line is what I have my eyes on here. Right, trend line, D extension on the 1 hour. See if we get a reaction there. Right, I don't see us getting a reaction before that, but let's see what happens here. Right, and then if we get price to turnover and press back down to the downside in retracement fashion. Okay, so that's where we are. That's where we are. We're running to the upside. We know moving more into a risk-on environment. Aussies picked up some steam yesterday, so we're pushing, right? We're pushing. So we'll continue to monitor this one as we get closer to this trend line this morning, right? And then we'll see how things move from there. Overall trend still down, but we're in this down retracement zone on the daily. Right, so pushing into our sweet spot that we wanted to see. Now we see if we get a reaction in price to turnover. Make sense?
Yep.
Any questions here? No. All right. Aussie yen turned over. Right, we said we wanted to see price come back to this level and retest. Boom, we got it, 93,352, and we're getting that pushback to the upside. Right, we said the narrative on the yen hasn't changed. Right, Bank of Japan is still holding firm. Okay, we moved into more of a risk-on environment, and boom, we got the bounce. So we come to the 4 here, and there you see it, 8-6 retracement on the 4 hour. Boom, got a reversal. Coming into some 4 hour resistance here, but projection monthly resistance at 98,444 in line with that 118 level at 98,505. All right, so we're pressing long here on this Aussie yen as expected. So come down here to the 4. On the 4, you had your 80-20 here. Shallow retracement, 118, 127 zone. Push down to that daily support level, and we got our bounce. So now we're moving to the upside, and we'll look to continue riding this long. Right, get a pullback at some point, and then look for a continuation. All right, but moving as expected to the upside here. On the 1 hour, pushing in the TP1. Pushing in the TP2 here. Okay. So long as expected, and we'll look for this to continue to the upside. This level comes out. Questions here on this Aussie yen? Moving as we wanted it to. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. All right, and then coming back to that daily, right? We got a larger fib on the daily. Okay. We got that daily resistance at 96,833, but we got a 50% retracement here. So at some point, if the Bank of Japan doesn't change their stance when we get back to 98,444, we'll look for a price to break that level and continue riding long. Okay. So we'll watch closely to see what happens there. All right. So that's where we are on the Aussie yen. Take a look at this Aussie dollar too. Since we're here, Aussie dollar pushing long, right? There's that fib. We're coming back to this level of daily resistance at 68,983. So we'll see what happens if we're able to break through that and continue long, right? But we're pushing really, really bullish to the upside here in a strong way. So we'll watch that and see if we get a reaction or if we break that and just continue moving to the upside, right? That PPI data coming in a little bit here. Coming down to the 4, we're overextended, right? Here's your fib to the upside on the 4. Hit the D extension. Don't have a swing high yet. We're still running, right? So at minimum, maybe we get a retracement here at 68,983, get a pullback, swing high, pullback to a sweet spot zone and then continue to the upside. Right. So we'll watch things as we approach this level here. Okay. On the 1 hour, we're overextended as well. Right. 50% retracement, push to the D extension. Right. And we're continuing to run long. So we'll look for retracement and then continuation on this Aussie dollar, right? Once we get a swing high to form at these higher levels, right? So we could continue to run here like that. And then we'll look for this. Okay, so we'll watch that as it continues to go. We'll need a swing high and then that retracement to come. All right, that's the Aussie dollar overextended. So we'll watch it close. We'll watch it close. I'm going to get to that Euro Aussie also. On this Aussie New Zealand, on this 4 hour, we're turning over and pressing to the upside. We got to push into that 118, 127 zone. If I can take this out. There we go. Come back to the daily real quick. On the daily, right, we came to a 618 retracement level, broke this previous daily resistance level, right? Pushed down, created a new swing low here, right? We're trying to get back long off the 618 retracement. Okay, so still in this range overall. So coming back to that 4, right? This push down gave us a 80-20 scenario, right? And we're trying to turn over here. So we'll see if we're able to break back above this previous support level and continue pushing to the upside. Okay, coming down to your 1. We already got the push out of that zone. We got a pullback. And now let's see if we continue moving to the upside here. Okay. So that's where you're on the Aussie New Zealand, looking for potentially more upward momentum there. Okay. Questions on the Aussie New Zealand? I know I went through that one kind of quick. Nope. All right. Euro Aussie. Pushing back down, right? Coming back down to the support level here. Okay, crown pattern still intact. We got support at 62,368. Right, so we'll see what happens here. As long as we stay above that level, we'll look for price to turn over at some point and continue pressing long. Right, but we did turn over here, created a new swing high there. Right, so level of resistance. And we're coming back to the support. So trapped in a range a bit here between 165,515 and 162,368. Coming down to our 4, right? Look at that a little more closely there, right? We did just barely miss that 382 on the 4, right? And this is our range that we're working in. So if we break this level, then we could be headed further down. Okay, so that's something that we will watch here to see how things move. This support at 62,368. Right, so got my eyes on that. We'll watch to see if we hold. We'll look for that then to turn back over and continue pushing to the upside. Coming down to our 1. Here we are here, right? We got that deep retracement. Started pushing, we're coming back down. Okay, so maybe we get a double bottom scenario here at that 62,368 level, right? And then push long if that level holds. So that's what I'm looking for there. So I'm watching is that 62 level. Okay, and then I still got my position in there. We'll see what happens. If we take out the A, then we're running to the downside. Okay, makes sense. Questions on this one?
Nope.
Nope. All right, cool deal. Then hey, no doubt, Reese. No doubt. The Euro CAD pushing back long. Right? Pushing back long turned over a little earlier than we're looking for, and then boom, push back to the upside. We broke that level that we're watching at 146, right? So we're headed to 147, 463. So we'll see what happens when we get there. Could continue pressing long here, right? And getting us back into this range that we've been watching. Okay. Didn't get that full retracement that we're looking for. Coming here on the 4, right? Just pushing deeper into the zone. Yeah. Pushing deeper into the zone here. Okay. And this is that higher range that we marked out earlier. We want to see if we get price to push into this level, right? Previous support here, right? And if we break this A, we'll flip the fib and run it to the upside. Okay. So that's the 4 coming down to our 1. There we have it, right? Didn't get a shallow retracement. There's that turnover, and then we pushed back long to get to that D extension. Okay, so this one did not play out, right? But it came back to that level we were looking for, but continued to run to the upside. So we'll watch now. I'm going to slide this over out of the way. And we'll watch now to see if we get another push into that 118, 127 zone here to get us to that 147, 463. Okay. So we'll watch that to see if we get that action. Okay. In line with that daily resistance level. Okay. Just shy of that zone. Zoom down, right? That's that zone we have boxed out on the daily. Okay. So, and then maybe we push into that zone, right? And come back to 149, 368. We'll see. Okay. But this first level, I'm going to watch this first. If we break through that, then I'll look higher. Okay. So watching this 118, 127 zone now to see if we get a reaction and a retracement, and then look to get back long. All right. Still bullish on the euro until we hear something different, until the narrative changes. Right. And they've doubled down on that stance. So that's the euro CAD. Watch for this 118, 127, 127 zone. Okay. Questions here? No? All right. Sweet. Joy got her $10 in and took it to the bank. I love it. I love it. All right. Euro yen. Starting to turn over, right? We talked about this trend line. We'll come to the daily, right? 618 retracement. Haven't got to the D extension yet. We turned over strong, pressed down. Now we're turning back over, pushing back to the upside. Okay, pushing back to the upside. So coming down here to the 4, right? We had that trend line running to the upside, and we're getting a bounce off that trend line. Okay. There we go. Got to bounce off that trend line, just still in that 118, 127 zone off the shallow retracement. So let's see if we're able to push back to these highs here at 158, 466, right? And maybe give us a double top scenario, something like that. And then see if we turn back over and come back down, right? But this monthly and daily D extension, I really would like to get hit, right? Really would like to get hit and then see if we get a reaction there, okay? But pressing back long at the moment, and then maybe right now it's just a retracement, but pressing back to the upside off that trend line, coming back down to the 1, right? Push down into that 786 retracement zone, right? Which is in line with that trend, that uptrend line. And we got that bounce. Okay, so beautiful move, 400-ish pips to the downside. Now let's see if we get a move back long, 786 retracement, 127 extension, right? So puts us in line with these higher levels again here on the 1. So we got some confluence there on that push back to the upside. So let's watch that. right? And see if we get a double top scenario once we get up here. Okay, so turned over as we wanted it to, or as we thought it would off the trend line, and now we're looking back to the upside. Okay. Questions on the euro yen? No. Cool deal. Move that out the way. All right. That euro NZD real quick. No doubt, Benny. Pressing back down. So here's that interesting thing, right? So I marked this out on the weekly time frame, right? And we're caught in this range. So we're coming back down to the bottom of the range here, right? We'll see if we continue. We're a risk on environment, so that New Zealand is picking up a little bit of steam. So here on the daily, I'll take a look at that one too. Here on the daily, right? We got that 382 push, and now this is the range that we're trapped in. Okay. To the 4. See that a little more closely, right? You see price just moving through the cloud here, right? Coming back down to the downside right now. Still a bullish cloud ahead, right? So it's still switched on the 4 hour. Okay. Pressing back down to the downside. Maybe we get back to a deep retracement level and then see if we get another push long. Coming to the 1, this is where we get some shifts, right? So we got that A taken out. So we shift our fib, flip it to the downside. Boom. Right. So this D extension could get hit here. We're stalling right now just ahead of it. If we get some bullish momentum to the upside, maybe we break the trend line and push long here. But we also could hit that D extension at 175.424. Okay. So we could see that push down to this level. Let me drop the support level in here. Right there. And we'll bring this down just so we can see where that falls in line with that fib on the 1 hour. Yeah, boom. Right. So we could see this continue to the downside, at least get to that 174.720 level. Right. So question is, do we get a retracement first? We might push down to that level and then get our bounce back to the upside. Okay, so we'll watch that and see how that moves. Pressing down to the downside right now, trying to at least. We'll see if that continues. Okay, so that's the Euro NZD. I'm looking forward to continue down at least to that support level. Okay, questions on the Euro NZD? Cool, Euro dollar. Long, right? Finally got the push to the upside, broke the weekly level here, broke the weekly level here. Now we're coming to another weekly level that we haven't seen since last year, March, right? So we'll see if we break through that level at 111, 118. I'm sorry, 111, 846 and continue riding long. The extension 152, right? Off of 618 retracement. So it's playing out. It took its time, did a little dance, right? Break, retest, boom. Strong push long. So headed to the upside there. Coming to the 4, right? See a similar look. 8-6 retracement. We hit that D extension on the 4, right? So maybe we get a pullback here to come back and retest this 110.985 level before we continue long. Right, so we'll watch that as we press into this 111 zone there. All right, we'll watch that to see if, because that was a strong bullish move, maybe we get a pullback to retest these zones that we broke through, and then get a push to the upside. And that kind of coincides with the DXY. We just broke that key support level, right? Maybe we get a pullback to retest that level before we continue. Right, so something to keep our eyes on there as we get a new fib that pops in when a swing high forms, right? But we'll wait for that swing high to form there. Coming to the 1, we got a new AB boundary. Make Make sure that's it. Yeah, okay. New AB boundary on the 1, right? 118, 127 zone, just above that 111, 846 level. All right, so that push to the upside that we just talked about, maybe we get that into this 118, 127 zone, and then maybe this is where our retracement comes. Back down to 110, 312, 382, and then that push long to continue. Okay, so we'll watch this on the 1 hour to see if we get this shift here and push back down. Okay, so we'll watch this 118, 127 zone here and that 111, 846. All right, so that's the euro dollar there. Okay, questions here? All right, cool deal. So overall, still bullish on those euros. Looking for some retracements potentially off the strong bullish moves, but looking for some continuation action. Okay. Set NZD JPY. Let's do it. I haven't looked at this one in a minute, to be honest with us. So let's see. Clean it up a bit. Maybe. There we go. Come back to the daily time frame. Update some levels here. And won't let me grab it. There we go. There's a larger fib there. Sheesh. Take that out. There we go. All right. Here we are on the daily, right? 618 retracement. Tried to push above this monthly level, but we came back down below it. Right now we're pressing back into it. So we'll watch this 88, 152 to see if we break back above and continue long here, or if we stay below and press down. Right. I think we'll be able to push above that and continue long, but we'll watch it to see. All right. We'll watch it to see what happens there. We got a daily resistance level here. Boom. So we'll watch that also 89,698. But 50% retracement, matching D extension is up here. Got to break some monthly levels to get there, but 94,588. All right. So we got some work to do to get there. We got a strong bullish push right now on the daily. Okay. Coming down to our 4. Zoom out here. Come back. Let's look at the fibs on the 4. They get choppy all over the place. Let's see what happens. There we go. Right. So this is that sideways, long sideways push. Right. Finally broke out, but we came right back into the zone. So we'll watch this and see what happens here. See what happens here if we're able to break back above that level. Okay. If we come to the most recent low, I'm going to take those out for a second. And I'm going to come to this most recent low here and run the fib off the low and just track these through this range. So there's a smaller wave fib there, right? Ultimately, the 80-20 shallow retracement 118 127 zone, we got to push down 382 level hit. We got to be bottom. So with this, right, this gives a little insight here that there's potential, right? Again, if we're able to break back above this monthly level, for us to continue long here, right? We got a 382. That means the matching D extension is 91,708. Okay. Oops. 91,708. So got some work to do, but we could be headed back long to get to that D extension there on the 4, right? And break above that daily level and that monthly level there. Okay, so now coming down to our 1, we'll look at these fibs. I believe they got taken out, but we'll track them from here. Down there, come here, boom. Yep. So move to the downside, took out that A, right? So we'll run these to the downside like so. And that flip, right? So here you go again. Shallow retracement at 118, 127 zone. Boom. Right? Push to the upside. So come to the low. Flip. So we're overextended here, right? And we're pressing long. So we'll see if we get a retracement and then a continuation off that. So we'll wait for a swing high to form here, right? And give us a new fib, and then we can look at a retracement and then potentially continuation long. Okay. So that's what I'm looking for there. What are you seeing on this one, Benit? Anything particular you're looking for?
No, I got in yesterday. I was just trying to track it up.
You took this long?
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. Great work.
Thank you.
Great work. Great work. Love it. Love it. So we'll see, right? We'll see if we get a pullback and continuation. Yeah, that was a beautiful play. Beautiful play.
Appreciate it.
All right. Cadian. So we broke this daily level, right? Came back down here. Okay. Didn't hold at that level, but we did press deeper. Okay. Came back to a previous consolidation zone here, previous resistance here, right? So now let's see if we turn over out of that zone and press to the upside. Okay. Coming down to our 4, 50% retracement. Strong move. See if we get a push to the upside here, or do we press deeper into the zone, right? Do we press deeper into the zone? You'll understand my lines here in a second. But we got that press down out of the 118, 127 zone, right? Is it time for this to flip and push back long? Okay, coming down to the 1. Here's where we got our 80-20 scenario. We talked about it yesterday, right? Do we get a push down into this 118, 127 zone? This is a softer move to the upside here, right? We're trying to break the Kijisen and Chigensen, right? Trying to break it, but, right, we got some work to do here. Okay, this is a softer retracement, so there's potential for this one not to get a move unless something changes and we get a nice push. Maybe that PPI number comes in and we get a push to the upside here. But, right, we'll watch this and see if we continue track to the upside here or if we push the D extension to continue lower. Okay, but we got an 80-20 here on the 1. I did pull the trigger on it, and we'll see if we are able to get price to move to the upside here. Okay, so there's your 80-20 on the 1 hour on the CAD yen, right? Looking for this to turn over at some point. We'll see if this is at some point. Okay, questions on the CAD yen? Oh, all right. Didn't look at this pound yen this morning. Let's take a look at it. We got the bounce. We got the bounce. That fib still hasn't popped in, but we got to push off that 179.898 level. Coming to the 4, right? We talked about it here. That support level, push down. There's a bounce, right? So looking for this to continue moving to the upside. Okay, we got 118, 127 zone there. And we got this monthly level at 188.815 that we're also got eyes on. Okay, which is also in line with 118, 127 zone on the 4. I mean, on the daily. Okay. So we'll watch that. But coming to the 1 here, we got a nice deep retracement. Right? Price pushed down into the sweet spot, bounced off that level. Okay. Getting a little bit of a pullback now. See if we get this pullback and then a continuation to the upside. Okay. So came down where we wanted it to through 2 TPs beautifully. Now we're looking long. The extension on the 1 here. 185. Okay. So long on the pound yen. Long on the pound yen. Gave us a nice retracement that we wanted to see. Okay. So those yens that we talked about yesterday, they're starting to turn over and starting to push back in the direction of the trend. Okay. Oops. Questions on that pound yen? No. All right. Pound CAD. Still continuing long. We finally are breaking that level at 171,494. Started to stall a bit, and then we got the push. Coming down to the 4, right? Had a little bit of a pullback here, and then boom. Pushing to the upside. We got to that D extension off the harmonic fib, right? Off that crown fib. We got there, and we broke that level. So maybe we get a pullback, retest of that level, and continuation along to 173, right? Which is the matching D extension off of. Actually, no, we hit that D extension too. 786 retracement level here, right? Matching D extension also achieved. So we'll look for a new fib to form on the 4-hour. Okay. That was a beautiful move to the upside there. Beautiful. Crown pattern, bang. So what is that? 487 pips to the upside off the right tip. So long there, D extension achieved. We'll look for a swing high to form. Okay. Coming down to our 1, right? We got the 382 push here. So ultimately we'll look for this to continue long. Sheesh. Look for this to continue long, right? Matching the extension at 172,841, right? So look for a pullback retest and continuation there. Okay. Questions on that pound CAD? Oh, sweet. Then I'll take a look at this dollar yen. Dollar was still pressing to the downside. Oof. Dollar yen, Benny talked about it last night, all right? Pressing down into the sweet spot. We got a support level 137,861 in line with the 61.8 retracement, right? Strong bearish action here. But as we come into these support levels, do we get a shift? Do we get a shift? Right? Move down to the 4. Right? We had an 80-20 scenario here on the 4, but price pressed down to the D extension. And now we're pressing sideways. Okay, now we're pressing sideways. We got a swing low there. So that new fib will look something like this on the 4. Boom. So do we press down into the 118 and 127 zone and get a flip off of that? We'll see, right? See if there's a pullback of any sort on the dollar. Okay, you got data coming in at 8:30. Okay, so we'll watch to see if we get that push to the upside, that catalyst there. Okay, coming down to the 1. There you see that fib pop in there on the 1. Boom. Okay. So do we get a press down and then a pullback? Didn't get it here. Do we get it here on the second one? All right, that's what we'll look for. Okay, so watch that one closely too. Yeah, that push to the downside was beautiful. It was beautiful. Came right into the zone and did what we wanted it to do. Beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. So those are the ones I got my eyes on. All right, Benny, you got anything you watching, bro?
Sorry, I was on mute. Just watching that pound dollar. I just posted it in the Discord.
Oh, that pound dollar.
Right. Yeah. So everything's running hot against the dollar right now. But on the 1 hour, there's an 80-20 scenario setting up. So.
Yep. And coming into that daily resistance at 130. Yep.
Yeah. Now I've got it. My fib a little bit different off of a swing, off of another swing on the one.
Starting lower.
Hold on. Let me go and look at it. Show you how it did it. Hold on.
Long term, this was a zone we're also watching as Benny pulls that up, right? Didn't get to the 382 on the daily, right? This is our capital fib here, pushing to the 618 retracement zone, daily resistance level coming in there, right? Previous support. This is a zone that we broke out of back here, April of last year, pushed to the downside. We're coming back to retest that level. So we'll watch to see what happens at these zones, right? Coming to the 4, right? We're pushing long there on the 4. 118, 127 zone coming in at 131, 169, right? So we got that level just above on the 4, right? And then coming back down to the 1. Benny.
All right, I've got it running off the low. I say it's the low of weekly support at 123.06.
123.06.
Hold on 1 second. See something.
Right here. I got you.
Yep. There you go.
Bingo. Beautiful. Right on time. Right on time. So we'll watch that there. We will watch that there. The extension above that zone. We know that 4-hour 118 and 127 zone is in this range here, right? The extension is above that. I like it. Boom. There we go. Let's see if we get it. All right, good people. Pound dollar, 80-20.
Yeah. So I haven't taken it yet. Just waiting to know we've got data at 8:30. I know that in that Discord notes. So just waiting to see if it settles down in that zone. Potential for that correction. I mean, if it is overall bullish, right? We know what's going on with the pound. So we at least need to see a correction to the low price. But that current fib is just hit the D extension, so we may see a correction there.
I like it. We'll wait to see what the data holds, and we'll look for the shift. And we'll get a low price. Got a weekly support coming in there at 126.696, and then see if we get that push to the upside. Yes, sir. Good deal. Good people. We got any questions on anything that we went over this morning? No? Benny, anything before we wrap it up, bro?
No, sir. Great session as always, right? I can't say it enough. Patience pays, right? And always proper risk. Yep. always proper risk management. Trade small, look to scale into these swings. You know, um, I believe that's the best way to each their own. But always just continue to remain patient, use your confirmations, and hey, it's a beautiful thing. Technicals combined with fundamentals, right? Don't have to make it rocket science. So look forward to seeing everybody tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Asian session. Thanks, Ryan.
Appreciate you, bro. I love it. All right, good people. We'll be back at it tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Asian session with my awesome partner, Mr. Benny Allen. You guys have a phenomenal Thursday. We'll talk to you later. Peace.